Good morning, everyone, especially to our professor, Dr. Leandro Torion, and to my co-masterants. I am Maria Rochelle B. Magdua, and my task for today is to report about individual differences. So, individual differences stand for those differences which their totality distinguish one individual from one another. It is often said that no two individuals are exact duplicates. They differ from one another or the other. Individual differences is the uneven rate of growth and development of individuals. No two individuals can be exactly alike in their resulting development and adjustments. The unique characteristics and traits emerge as children pass from one stage to another. So the rate of development is not same for all individuals. Some individuals develop faster than the others. So there are also individuals that are slow learners. So they have sometimes a big gap between the fast learner and the slow learners. So learning is most effective when difference in learners' language, cultures, and social behavior are taken into account. So as a teacher, it is important for us to cater individual differences, and we must be able to make activities or any instructions that can cater those differences of those students to make your learning or to make their learning effective. So there are two major factors of individual differences. First is heredity, and the second one is environment. So, first one is heredity. So, heredity is the sum of total of physical and mental qualities that an individual inherits parents, from his parents. So, these qualities are transmitted to the person from parents through genes in the chromosomes. So, according to Peterson, heredity of an individual may be defined as what he gets from his ancestral stock to his parents. So people belong to different heredity stack and are thus bound to differ in native endowments and characteristics. So these native endowments, abilities and capacities provided by the heredity decide the limit of one's growth and development in various dimensions and aspects of one's personality. So first one in heredity is intelligence or mental abilities. So there are differences in intelligence among different individuals. We can classify the individuals from super to normal. So above it is above 120 IQ. So to idiots from 0 to 50 IQ on the basis of their intelligence level. So some are more intelligent than the others, and those who are more intelligent progress and grow faster than those who are less intelligent. So also, people differ in intellectual abilities and capacities like reasoning and thinking, power of imagination, and creative expression, and also concentration. So on the basis of these differences, they usually classified as idiot, imbecile, moron, borderline, normal, very superior, and genius. Recent psychologists viewed intelligence as multiple abilities. It is necessary for a teacher to have a thorough understanding of intellectual abilities of students. So next is physical condition. So physical condition talks about the physical appearance of an individual. For example, shortness or tallness, darkness or fairness of complexion, fatness or thinness, or their weakness. So it has been observed that some people are born bigger, healthier, and stronger than the others. So also they have difference in their motor ability. So there exist wide differences in motor abilities such as reacting time, speed of action, steadiness, rate of muscular movement, manual dexterity, and resistance to fatigue, and etc. But there are also people who are born with handicaps such as deafness, muteness, defective arms or legs, and others. So naturally, normal people develop faster and better and are able to attain higher status than the handicapped people. So the third one is aptitude and special talents. Okay, so every individual has different talents and aptitudes. So mostly they are gifted with special aptitudes and talents in music, painting, acting, science, mathematics, and the like. So these children often show excellence of performance and leadership in their respective fields of specializations far above the ordinary individuals. So variations occur among the individuals in relation to the specific tastes and interests. So in similar way, people are found to have different aptitudes. So some also people have mechanical aptitude, while the others have scholastic, musical, or artistic aptitude. So next is gender. So males are expected to be aggressive, fearless, and capable of doing heavier work. So females are expected to be passive, demure, prim, and the like. So mostly boys or males are stronger than the woman, okay, or the girls. So hence, to a large extent, gender determines the direction of the growth and development of individuals. The fifth one is age. So age is a big factor in making one different from one another. So generally, older learners have more physical strength and higher level of comprehension than the younger ones. So they comprehend more than the younger ones. Maturation and readiness are important in learning. So mature learners have greater capacity to receive instructions than those individuals that are younger. So the sixth one is temperament. So individuals differ in emotional reactions to a particular situation. So some are irritable and aggressive and they get angry very soon. So they get angry easily. So there are others who are peaceful nature and do not get angry easily. So at a particular thing, an individual may be so much enraged that he may be prepared for the worst crime like murder, while another person may only laugh at it. Okay. So emotional maturity and stability, those they are those who are easily irritated and tense even with trivial things, symptomatic of emotional immaturity and stability. So in some individuals, positive emotions like affection, love, and amusement and the like are prominent, whereas in some negative emotions are powerful. So individuals also differ in the manner they express their emotion. So some are emotionally stable and mature, while others are emotionally unstable and immature. Okay. So generally, children who are more emotionally mature and stable are more patient in studying their lessons. So hence, they learn faster than those who are temperamental individuals. So this seventh one is introversion and extroversion. So extroverts are usually gregarious and like the dominants enjoy interacting with people. So they are fun with socializing other people. They learn through interacting other people. So not like the introverts. So introverts prefer to work or to have jobs that can be performed in peace and quiet and less with contact with other people. So they are the silent type of people. They don't want to socialize or interact with other people. They prefer at peace. The next is effort making capacity. So effort making capacity is an important trait. One with much effort making capacity studies and much and works harder. So they also concentrate more than the individual with kanang less in doing effort, and also they exhibit steadiness in work. So those who have more of this trait usually ahead faster than those who have less. Okay. So the ninth one is criminal tendency. So psychologists can prove that criminal tendency is inherited. So children who have this tendency are usually bullies, troublemakers, and they commit many antisocial acts in or out of school. So we have already experienced this kind of individual at school. There are so many bullies in school. So these bullies are making many kanang misbehaviors towards their classmates. So usually this kind of individual end up in early death or in prison. This is for the adult ones, or in perpetual hiding from the agents of the law unless the criminal tendency is redirected or softened by the environment. So kung dili sila mamatay, mapriso sila, or magtago-tago ni silang mga kind of individual. So the next factor in individual differences is environment. So environment, it refers to the physical surrounding and thought and attitudes of others which exert an influence on individual. So education, training, experience, nourishment, and all other stimulations come under environment influences. So according to Woodward, environment covers all outside factors that have acted on the individual since he had begun life. So, family background. So, the first one in environment is family background. So, family background includes level of education and value orientation of parents is an other determinant. So, if the parents suffer from ignorance and wrong values, the children likewise suffer, and the adverse consequences, such as parents with the right values, can grow and develop more progressively than children from poor families. So, naturally, children of affluent families can pursue higher education, which is usually denied to children of poor families. Oh, yes, this is true because mostly those children from poor families cannot afford to go to college. While those children that came from rich family, they can afford in going to college and study higher education. So next is community background. So it can be observed that children of individuals coming from these different types of communities differ markedly in their values, manners, actions, and thinking. So example is city's children. So the city children has an edge over the rural children in the field of informal learning. So mostly children in the city has higher um, learning or have more learning than those pupils in the rural areas, because mostly in cities there are already different means of information like computer shops and internets, not like in the rural areas in the bukid. There are still children who have no cell phones. They have no means of information to research. Okay, so next is school. So it is very important factors in learning and development. So good school can develop pupils better than the poor ones. So since we supposedly are teaching individuals, not groups of individuals, it is the function of the school within the boundary within its budgetary personnel and curricular limitations to provide adequate schooling for every learner, no matter how much he differs from every other learning. So, effects of individual differences in learning. So first one is socio-economic status. So the millionaire's lifestyle differ from that of middle income of lower income group. Okay, so there is really a difference in the lifestyle of those people who are rich than people who are coming only from low income group. So those people with high income group, they can afford anything they want. They can afford food they want to eat. They can afford uh, everything they want to buy. Not like the people with lower income group, they can only afford the basic needs like food for their family. Sometimes their income is not enough to provide the needs of their children. So next is thinking learning style. So some of you learn better by seeing something, others by just listening, and others by manipulating something. So these are example of this is those visual learners. So these learners can learn by only seeing something, seeing things. Okay. Then the other is um, uh, will learn by listening. So um, and also others by manipulating something. Okay, so they differ in their learning styles. So next is exceptionalities. So in class, there may be one who has difficulty in spoken language, comprehension, or in seeing and hearing. So there are different types of individual. So some pupils find difficult in comprehending what he is reading, or some also in seeing something, and also they have difficulty in hearing. Okay, so the next one is the general provisions and fostering uh, individual differences in classroom. So first is proper knowledge of individuals' potentialities. So so for this proper help from intelligence tests, cumulative record card, interest, inventories, attitude scales, aptitude tests, and measures for assessing personality traits should be taken. Okay. So, as a teacher, you must have a record or assessment of your students regardless of their capacity as an individual. So you must be able to have this kind of test, intelligence test, or these interest inventories, attitude scales, or aptitude tests to know in which area does your students are strong or um, very good at. So next is ability grouping. Based on various tests, the students in a class or area of activity can be divided into homogeneous groups. So it is useful for adjusting instruction. So a teacher must group uh, their students according to kids' differences. So that the instruction is uh, very easy. So the teacher will not be have difficulty in the instruction of her students. So, adjusting curriculum. So, it should have the provision for a number of diversified courses and co-curricular experiences so that the pupils may get opportunity to study and work in the areas of their own interests and abilities. Okay. So, next is adjusting the method of teaching. So, each teacher should be free to formulate his own plan and strategy and adopt instructional procedure which he finds most suited to the particular types of pupil under him. So he should try to follow a different procedure or methods of instruction according to the requirements of students. So next is adapting special programs or methods for individualizing instruction. Schools may also adopt some special programs or methods of teaching like Dalton Plan, the Winnetka Plan, the project method, or use program learning material for enabling the students to learn at one individual rate. The last one, other measures of individualized instruction. So for it, a few practicable measures can also prove beneficial. So first is the size of the class should be as small as possible. So it is important that your class is not so crowded so that you can manage your class or manage properly and can instruct your pupils properly because it is only limited or it is the class is already not so big. Next, the teacher should keep individualized attention. Okay, so every teacher should uh, attend to every learner. So the teacher must not only look for those students who are fast learner, but also the teacher should also look at their students who are slow learners. So it is more important that teacher must uh, give her attention to those pupils who are struggling than those students that are already fast learner. So number three, teacher should keep in view the individual difference of his students while engaging in class work. So if you are a teacher, it is important that your activities or classworks also have for the other learners, not only uh, in the general, but you must also make differentiated classwork so you can have this kind of pupils. You can give other activities to pupils who are slow learners, and you can give another activities to those pupils who are fast learners. So you must not give um, activities or classwork that only caters to one intelligent or one person or one student or one type of student. So you must make sure that your activities can cater all the differences of your students. Next is ability. If So next is, if ability grouping is not possible, special coaching and guidance programs should be conducted, both dull and gifted. Okay, so if you are going to have your grouping, so you must um, have activities that you can guide your pupils, both those learners who are gifted and those slow learners. So um, you should not make activities only for the gifted, or you do not only guide those who are gifted but also for those dull pupils, because those dull pupils really need your guidance than those gifted ones. So it must be balanced. So you should give uh, guidance to the both types of individuals. Okay, so I think that's all about my report. Thank you for listening.